What's your name, how old are you, and what school do you go to?
My name's Carlos Contreras. I'm a 27-year-old performance poet living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I teach actually at Gordon Burnell Charter School, but for the month of June every year, for the past 3 years more specifically, I've also been the lead facilitator for the Voces program here at the National Hispanic Cultural Center.
How did you get involved with Voces?
I got involved with Voces 10 years ago. 2011 marks the 10th year of the program. So in 2001, it was a great idea. It was something that Dr. Shell Sanchez and Michaela Renz Whitmore at the time were dreaming up. They kicked it off sort of as a pilot program in its initial year in 2001, and I was a student. So at 17 years old, I caught wind of an application, applied for the program, and ended up here for the month of June. At this point, 10 years later, I've never gone away. So over the years, I've served in different roles and capacities. I was a student for a few years, actually student for a couple of years, guest presenter for a few years, student mentor for a few years, and now I lead the program.
What has this program done for you?
This program is kind of everything that I am, or that I lay claim to being proud of as far as a person that I've become. And so in many ways, I mean, I go around and I do what I do, which is spoken word poetry and presentation, writing workshops and performance, and I really couldn't do any of that if it weren't for this program 10 years ago. So in a lot of ways, this program means everything to me. It is who I am. It built me to be who I am, and it lends very well for me continuing to be who I am and helping young people to find out who they are. So this program is kind of like an identity defining thing in my life, and I think it's kind of served that role for a lot of individuals now in this Albuquerque community.
How do you feel about the environment of Voces and the students who are in this program?
It's an interesting mix. It's an interesting environment. It's an incredible atmosphere to be a part of and create for folks. Like I said, I kind of never left, and I've been a student before I was a lead facilitator. And so I've got to experience it kind of from both sides of the fence, kind of all points of view. And I think really what it does in a place as diverse as Albuquerque is shows young people that they're not any different than each other. Sure, they might be a different skin color, they might have different religious beliefs, they might be different ages, have different sexual preferences, whatever it may be. But when it all boils down, we all do the same thing. We're all writers. And so the environment it creates is one of safety, one of trust. I think a few of the students have commented on the ability to just be ourselves when you're here. So it creates an environment unlike one that's been experienced by most students. It's kind of an eye-opening experience and kind of a place that they really long for. So we see people come back, and that's the beauty in it, is that it creates like almost a home. You can walk around this campus and 10 years into doing this thing, it's like walking around in your living room.
Being the leader of this program, can you see how the students coming in, how we grow together? Like, can you witness that, how we become stronger and more of a family? And how does that make you feel?
As the lead facilitator, it's an interesting job. All along the way, I kind of remind the students and different people that I don't really do a whole lot. I mean, and people might like raise an eyebrow to that statement, but the reality of it is that the students do the majority of the work, and we bring in amazing authors, artists, visual artists, poets, journalists from all over the place, and so I really just manage time and make sure folks do what they're supposed to do. But the reality of the situation and the beauty of it is that along the way, with some of the encouragement by myself, because I take what I do very seriously, because of having learned it here and appreciating the gift I was given, I try and instill in the students, and I think it's led to by the facilitators, that this is something to be taken seriously. And as students start to take the experience seriously, then you see kind of all the common threads that start to get weaved together. You see friendships that happen. You kind of see these epiphanies as artists. They realize what they want to do and why, or they find a voice and not necessarily know why or what they're going to do with it yet, but it's there. So you see folks grow at all different stages, and that's an amazing thing to see. they also respect the fact that everybody's working at different levels. So you might have some amazing young folks that excel at performance, but if somebody can memorize a poem and just simply get it out on a stage, then those that excel in that area, don't think of them as any less, but just as part of a group, and that's a wonderful thing to be part of nurturing and fostering here.
Describe Voces in 3 words.
Voces in 3 words. Safe, amazing, irreplaceable.
Like a walk to the mailbox is a 2-step. Table for 2, nice